in.
We're in.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm
All
confident.
Right. I'm going to read you the quote on my tea bag.
Please.
You are the master of your judgments, your decisions, and your actions.
Yes, master.
Yes, master. Okay.
I think that's valid.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's it say again?
You are the master of your judgments, your decisions, and your actions.
That's some stoic shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's like,
you have
what can you control?
over
What
everything.
can you actually control?
I love that.
I only want to wear the scarf for a moment.
Yeah, okay, Timothy.
Well, exactly. I want to fucking comment on your boy.
Your boy.
Wearing it in Germany.
Timothy Chalamet wore a Columbus Crew jacket for a press conference for the Bob Dylan movie that I think he's still doing a big press tour for.
Well, he's nominated for Best Actor. They just nominated
really?
for Best Film. Yeah.
Oh, well, go him.
No, I know. But it was just fascinating that...
Why? Has anybody looked it up?
That he's in Germany wearing... I have not done the research yet.
Neither have I.
But
I've only seen the... Because I saw that he was like on the red carpet wearing it and a scarf was covering it. But
like
then
this.
he was actually in a press conference.
He took it off.
Took it off. And right there, Columbus Crew, motherfucker.
Oh, I can tell you that everybody in Columbus is
hyped.
Even the crew's, like the Columbus Crew's posting about it.
Of course the Columbus Crew is posting about it.
The second thing that's dope that the Columbus Crew are doing are the Goosebumps crossover.
Oh, yeah. So I kind of missed all of that. You sent me some link about it. I barely read it.
They were doing an event today with R.L. Stein.
Okay. From Columbus.
From Columbus, very famously. So the author, if you don't know this and you're listening somewhere else, the author of the Goosebumps books, the children's horror books.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're the best.
They're the absolute best.
Yeah.
I always loved the Choose Your Own Adventure ones. Were super fun. But R.L. Stein from Columbus, the Columbus Crew have a limited edition kit, jersey, whole outfit they're wearing. That's drippy. And
fun.
So it has like goosebump drips and it glows in the dark.
Amazing. Are they going to turn out the lights?
I don't know. Maybe at this, probably when they come out or something.
Yeah, I
maybe
feel
at
like
the stadium.
Have to. Yeah.
But then it's a limited edition thing. But they were doing an event today at a bookstore. And so the Columbus Crew were going to be there with R.L. Stein.
So cool.
And he was signing stuff and they were there.
So cool for everybody.
Oh my God. It's like a net benefit for all people.
I think maybe they hired a new marketing person.
Maybe because it's a fucking smart. I was immediately like, I'm buying that jersey.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't own a Crew jersey for games.
Right.
So
that's the one to get.
That's the dopest one to get.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, neat.
No,
I love that. Yeah.
Episode 17. Is this the longest we've gone without doing a pod? Have we?
Maybe.
We had a lot of moving parts.
Busy. Ugh. But yeah, 17. That is my lucky number.
What's your birthday?
Yeah, but a lot of other. It kind of became. So my birth date is 12/17. But then at some point, I don't know. Maybe.
Please don't steal our identity.
No one knows what year. At some point, it became like the family number. And I want to say I was maybe in like junior high or something. And then all of a sudden, things started happening on the 17th, or there were 17s, or it just became like the family number. Is it because I'm the best child? Probably. But
it's also like anything. Once you're aware of it,
yeah,
then it starts occurring more.
Oh, absolutely.
Because now your perception
But it's
is
very
of it.
much like not even the joke in the family. It's just the
Oh,
thing
for
in
sure.
the
No, I've
family.
heard your family talk about it before.
Yeah, so let's call this the lucky number 17.
Yeah.
I love it.
When was the last pod we did? What has happened since then?
I don't know, and that's the worst part. I've been getting ready for a horse show.
Yes.
And fucking up my big toe.
Your toe is doing something.
My toe is hurting so badly.
Yeah.
I almost cannot wear shoes.
But this is common whenever you have a show.
Yeah,
You
I
hurt
hurt
yourself.
a phalange.
Yeah.
It is the weirdest thing. This is the third or fourth time I cut my finger one time, really badly one time, like didn't need stitches, but maybe could have used stitches. I thought I broke my finger another time and actually almost fainted from the pain.
Yes.
It was like a delayed reaction, and then I almost fainted. That might be it, but now my toe is fucked up.
Yeah.
And
going into this week,
Richie's supposed to get shipped to the show tomorrow. And I'm questioning it a tiny bit. I think it's going to be okay. And I think when I wake up tomorrow, I'll have the answer one way or the other.
Yes.
Let's hope it's in favor of toes better. Richie's going to the show. I'm going to the show. Let's fucking go to the show.
Yes.
And not, something's wrong with my toe. Richie's staying home. I'm staying home, maybe getting my toe amputated. So
I feel like no amputation will be needed.
I hope not.
I'm optimistic. I think that you'll perform great at the show.
I will say it. So it's from like a little, we'll call it a cut.
Yeah.
Of sorts. But we've learned about granulation tissue.
Which I had never heard the term before.
Never heard of it. We looked up kind of my symptoms, and ChatGPT answered with, that's probably granulation tissue.
Well, let me talk about ChatGPT.
Okay.
Because GPT and I are now like best friends.
Which is exactly what ChatGPT wants you to
It is
think they are and say.
so conversational. It now responds to me with hell yeah.
Which is something that you say all the time.
Like it's gonna start calling me brother. I can like feel
Yeah,
it. I can feel like I'm. But the crazy thing is, it has updated to have memories, and it remembers everything. And it supposedly, if you don't want it to remember something, it won't.
Right.
You know, you can be like, hey, disregard this or whatever. But now it does.
Yeah,
it's so conversational. It'll ask. I'll be talking about making cocktails for an event, and it'll be like, is this something you might talk about on your podcast? And I'll be like,
God damn it.
bro.
When did we talk about the pod?
When did we talk about the pod? I don't even remember bringing that up. How do you even know this? You know? So
I don't know. It's crazy. But should we go back to granulation tissue?
Anyway, it suggested it, and it's like, yeah, that's exactly what her fucking toe looks like right now.
Yeah.
Spurting out.
Yeah. So, which apparently is the tissue that normally forms when a wound is trying to heal.
Correct.
Now, and it's usually if a wound is deep or, I mean, really kind of any wound. And it's really fucking painful because I think it's basically like all this fresh tissue that has a ton of, it's very vascular. I don't know if it has a ton of nerve endings or what the deal is, but like, it's like your insides are outside. It's, sucks.
You're so sensitive that your feelings are just spewing out of your toe.
Okay. All right. Well, I'd really like to put them back in. No, I mean, I've been putting shoes on. I have been riding a little bit. And usually when I wake up, it's okay. And then as the day goes on and as pressure is put on it, I'm pretty much barefoot the rest of the evening.
Which honestly is sort of the inverse of most. Normally, if you're sick, you wake up and you feel really shitty.
Yeah.
And then you sort of start to feel better throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then the evening it gets worse.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll take it feeling fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just been kind of a damper on a lot of things because like we were supposed to go to
an event last night.
A birthday party last night, which you were prepared to make a cocktail for.
I was, yeah.
You want to tell them what your cocktail was?
Well, this is actually a great idea.
It's such a good idea.
Well, the thing was
like the theme, basically.
The theme of the party it was a birthday party, and so the theme was...
My cousin's husband.
Yeah, so the theme was make a cocktail that reminds you or inspired by the birthday boy.
I think it was like either bring... I think it actually said bring. We took it a next step further, and we're like, well, we're going to create one.
Right. But yeah, so bring a cocktail that makes you think of the birthday, the recipient, the host, whatever.
Yeah.
And we went hard, and Krishna... We've had some really fun interactions, but notably New Year's Eve 2 years ago.
At some point. I don't know.
2 years ago.
2 or 3 years ago.
We show up at his door. He's in a full tuxedo. We had already been at another event.
Yep.
So this is pretty late in the night. It was still before midnight? Maybe.
Yeah, it was definitely before midnight. Yeah.
But we show up at his house, and he immediately is like, here's a sword.
It was a saber.
Here's a saber.
A saber, yeah.
Which is a sword.
Yeah, but saber's a cooler word.
Okay.
And it gives a different...
Here's a saber.
Yeah.
You're going to saber this bottle of champagne right now.
Yeah.
So we walk out back behind their house, and I'm holding this bottle of champagne and this saber in my hand, and I'm like, I don't know how to do this.
Like, just follow the seam on the bottle.
Follow the seam. And I'm like, okay. And I'm getting ready, and they're like...
I mean, we have been at the house for 50 seconds.
Oh, it was immediately.
And we are in the backyard.
And people are like screaming and chanting and stuff. It was
we weren't actually even... We were like on the patio. It doesn't matter. We were in the backyard.
We were in the backyard. But then I was like, follow the seam. And then so I'm holding it. And they're just like, do it fast. I just fucking...
Shink!
One. Just bust off the tip. Explodes everywhere.
Yeah, it immediately
chugging
fizzes.
It. Yeah.
And it's some really nice bottle of champagne,
it was very
too.
nice
This is not Andre. This is like...
Yeah.
And Matt, of course, starts chugging out of it. Everyone's like, oh my God, share it. We were going to pour that in glasses. And it's like, We've been here for a minute and 4 seconds at
don't-
this point. We don't know what the fuck is going on,
yeah.
except Matt is breaking bottles of champagne.
Yes. So when we're supposed to bring a cocktail inspired
Yes.
by the host,
Yes.
we were like, oh,
Okay, champagne.
champagne for sure.
Yes.
And then he always loves to, he's a bourbon aficionado, quite the collection.
Yeah.
So usually later in the evening, it's like, well, here's, some
Let's get
rare
pouring.
bottle or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I was like, all right, it'll be like a bourbon
Yeah.
and champagne. And I asked ChatGPT, I'm like, hey,
What can I do with these?
what can I do with it? There's a Prohibition era cocktail called a Gold Rush,
Yeah.
which is basically honey, lemon, and bourbon. Mm-hmm. Then it suggested that topped with champagne. Tried it. It's
Boom.
pretty good. Pretty
Well,
good.
and then the fun thing too, we got a bunch of little
Swords.
sword,
Yes.
like little cocktail
Skewers.
skewer things, and we were gonna skewer a little piece of mango to kind of garnish, just set on top of the
Which he's Indian.
because he's Indian.
And that's their national fruit. And we were like, here's
There
the
we
whole
go.
fucking thing.
There we
and
go.
We're going to bring it all together, and this will be so fun. And
And then I fucked up my
your
toe.
goddamn toe. Then your fucking toe, fucking it all up.
I did text my cousin and told her we wouldn't be coming, but that was the cocktail, and she said we already won the cocktail
Well, that's very
contest.
sweet. But then tonight, there was a friend of ours had an art opening we were going to
Yeah.
go to. And you were like, I can't
My
limp.
fucking toe.
I can't limp that far.
I can't put shoes
We
on.
got invited to wrestling. We could have gone to wrestling.
can't put shoes on.
I can't put shoes on.
And it's fucking like sleeting out.
It's
so
a slurry for sure.
if it were summertime and I could be out in flip flops, we'd be all over this town. But right now, nothing's
Which
going on my
that's
toe.
another reason I think the horse riding will be fine. That where the stirrup hits your foot
Correct. That is the term.
is
I could see you kind of like wavering. You're like, am I about to say stirrup? And it be correct.
no, but it doesn't hit the toe
No,
area.
it hits the ball
So,
of your foot.
yeah.
Yep. So I think we'll be good. I really do. But if you're out there, just say a toe prayer, please.
Yeah.
Say a toe prayer.
Or if anyone knows what to fucking do.
You can just ask Gould's dad. He's a podiatrist.
Oh yeah, well that'd be great. Dr. Gould, what's
Dr.
up?
Gould.
Probably text him.
Yeah, probably. But enough about my toe. How was your day?
Very fun. I did one of my favorite things, which is just draw a bunch of weird lines on a person and then them have to trust me that I know how it's going to turn.
Yeah. And it all went well.
So far, so
Take it?
good. Yeah.
Good?
No, it looks awesome. I'll show you later. But giant phoenix, almost like,
Oh.
huge.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, like her whole like left leg essentially.
Oh,
But it's
wow.
going to be this one solid piece sort of moving down.
Yeah. I would imagine most times people come and get a phoenix. They come with a story.
Oh yeah.
And
well, what does Phoenix represent?
like those especially.
Rising
It's
from
like
the
it's like you
ashes.
can't like people will get a cardinal or they'll get a dove or they get something, but like when someone comes with a phoenix, they're like, listen up.
I overcame some shit.
I am a new person.
Person.
I have risen from the ashes
Yes.
and here I am.
Clearly. Well, a cardinal is always
Like memory.
typically for a loved one. It's like
Yeah.
if you see a cardinal, So
Which like in Ohio, cardinals are fucking everywhere. It's a state
it's,
bird.
a state- it's also the most common state bird, by the way.
You're right. We did look that
I
up.
think it's like
Yeah,
7
it's not
states.
just Ohio.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of other
I know
states.
Arizona for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like
Are you sure that's not just the football team?
no. I think it's the state bird as well.
Okay.
And I feel like Missouri, but it's like multiple states. Which
Speaking
is
of birds,
Go
very
on.
fun fact that we learned recently watching Hard Knocks, the HBO football show.
yes,
Baltimore Ravens, 100% named after
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe, the Raven.
Yeah, which I like.
Because he lived in Baltimore
Uh-huh.
for a period of time, or was
Yeah.
he from Baltimore?
I think more from Baltimore. I always associate the only reason I associate him with Richmond, Virginia, is because they have like his house and museum there.
Oh,
but
okay.
I think
There probably is also one in Baltimore.
Then I think Baltimore was like mainly his home. Something I should
Just-
have known.
You know,
I don't know how
as
I didn't-
Bengals fans, they're supposed to be a rival, but like,
It's
it
pretty
just
badass.
made it so much cooler to me. Like
Yeah.
I really rarely do I think about a mascot and the meaning behind it and why it would be named that. But when we found that out, I was like, and like the city voted on it, like back
Right.
in 1996 or
Six,
something. So it's relatively new. And
Well,
the
it was
city.
when the Browns moved.
Oh, okay.
So the Browns moved to Baltimore. It was a huge deal
Yeah.
for Cleveland. And Cleveland didn't have a team for years, and it was like tragic. And Ohio hated everything. So probably it was memory hold for me.
Yeah.
Because everyone in Ohio hated them
yeah,
so fucking
I'm
much.
sure. But just the fact that the city was like, no, this is what we're going to get behind, and we're sticking with it. And Edgar Allan Poe,
Yeah.
till I die.
Yeah. 100%.
It's pretty cool. I like things like that.
And it makes all their branding way cooler.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have those shirts that say, like, nevermore.
Yeah,
that stuff,
yeah.
and
Well,
you're
there's
like,
just a darkness to it. There's a grit. There's there's a spookiness.
For sure.
There's Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
My goodness.
And if you want to be the villains,
Yeah.
I like lean into it.
Yeah. Don't most teams want to be the villains?
I don't think so.
Bit,
I don't know if they do. I always want them to be because I like the heel.
Yeah.
For another wrestling reference, I like the guy who's the bad boy.
Right.
And I keep saying I need Joe Burrow to enter his fucking heel bad boy era.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want that. So I want him and Jamar Chase to just be like
they need to. You want them to do the pop star arc.
Yes. Yeah. Well, exactly. You're innocent.
Yeah.
And then you go.
You're lovable.
And then you go. Dirty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you ex-Tina it.
Or you go bad blood. Hey.
Oh, exactly. All of them do it.
Yeah.
And then you come out the other side. Now you're a diva, right?
Yeah.
And then you're the Patriots, like, Tom Brady winning his 7th Super Bowl. It's like you hate them, but they're in a gown.
There's so much respect. There's so much just like you honestly have gotten to this point.
You can't argue anymore.
You earn it. Yeah. Yeah.
Like right now, people want the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs aren't dangerous.
Yeah, you're right.
Like Mahomes isn't dangerous. In fact, most people make fun of him for being wimpy.
Yeah.
Right? They're not like out there busting heads.
Yeah.
Them nasty boys.
Yeah.
In the 90s, mullets, or like the Detroit Pistons. Like these guys, no one wanted to play them because everyone got hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, you're playing these motherfuckers?
What sport are the Pistons?
The basketball.
Oh, okay.
So they were like super famous for just fucking elbowing people in the face. They were just like out of control, and it was like this huge deal. So you like, I want a team that I want all the fucking flags, and I want broken legs. And
my God. Jeez. All right.
Or just
maybe just the flags.
Or just the reputation for it. The Raiders often have that reputation of being like the bad guys.
Yeah, I think it's just because their uniforms are black.
Or they're pirates.
They're pirates.
Yeah. It's like associated with it.
Yeah.
But also you have like a really good wide receiver with face tats.
What is the male version of a diva?
Like Bublé or something? Like a crooner?
Just what's the name? Oh, maybe a crooner.
No, but that's
no, because that's a.
What's Timberlake now?
Yeah.
Because he went through like a dirty, sexy back and like, we're gonna be nasty, and now it's just like he could do anything.
Yeah.
He could get arrested for
what,
a DUI.
What
and
is
people
the
are still
masculine
like,
term for a diva?
A gentleman? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know because
not
really
a Devo, but they're coming back.
they're back. I have I won't tell my Devo story.
Okay.
It's inappropriate.
Okay. Well, this is a dirty podcast now.
I don't know about that.
All right.
Not this dirty.
Okay. Jesus, I don't think I know this story.
Guys, never ask me about Devo.
Oh God. Okay. Well, asking you about Devo as soon as the recording's off.
I would love to see Devo live again.
All right. We'll leave it at that.
People are gonna be like, "What the fuck happened?
Oh my God!
What happened? What happened backstage at Lollapalooza that Matt can't possibly talk about?"
I don't know if I know this story.
That he can't even mention.
All right. Well,
is there an India?
Matt, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. We're getting too far.
I do like that they're from Ohio.
Yeah, Cleveland.
Cleveland rocks, babe. What's really cool is so many amazing musicians are from Ohio.
That's very true. And presidents and astronauts. Wow. All very cool things. Remember when we talked about cool jobs?
Those are pretty cool
jobs. Those are pretty cool jobs. I'm sure there are a ton of pilots as well.
Oh, well, the astronauts were pilots first.
They're pilots. We have NetJets here. That's where the headquarters are.
Yeah.
Fucking Wright Pat Air Force Base.
We'll talk about pilots.
Yeah.
Oh, who invented fucking pilots?
My neighbors, the Wright Brothers. I grew up 4 doors down from them. I used to sled down their hill. I would knock on the door. They would give us hot chocolate.
There's sort of anecdotal stuff about the Wright brothers, but they were like the first rock stars.
Oh yeah.
And so people wanted to go up in the plane, like no one had been in a plane. So like royalty like the extremely wealthy Gilded
yeah.
Age people, like
Which is what will happen with space travel.
They
as
were
well.
taking up. It already is happening. 100%
Well,
is
obviously,
happening.
what
with
am I talking about?
Space
Yeah.
travel. It's only the richest of rich
Yeah.
are able to do it.
Yeah.
Space tourism is a thing, but but people would like follow the Wright brothers, like, oh my God, Wilbur's dating whomever, or
Yeah.
it was like
Yeah.
their exploits and stuff, and it was just like following them. They were the talk of the town.
You know what? I bet their sister Catherine was really running the show. She was probably, not a momager, but a sistager.
Yeah.
I bet she knew what the fuck was going on.
She
was like, I'm gonna make this a thing.
Yeah.
You guys go do all your sciencey stuff, engineering stuff. I'm gonna make this a thing.
Yeah.
And they
had
have
great
a beautiful
branding.
house in Oakwood, Ohio.
Yeah.
Although, I think Wilbur passed away before.
Orville.
What?
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
but Catherine lived in the house, I think, with Orville. The two brothers never lived in the house together.
Oh, fascinating.
But Catherine and one of the brothers did, and I can't remember because I'm a bad Dayton historian.
If you're in Dayton,
Hawthorne Hill.
go by the house because it's really
It's cool. It's up on a hill.
Built on a
Yeah.
hill, and kids sled on the hill,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is always really
yeah.
fun. But it is beautiful. It's
Oh my
really
gosh,
cool to
yeah,
see,
yeah, stunning.
and you feel like part of a little history there.
Oh yeah, and then you can go see their bicycle shop, which
Yeah.
was their original profession, and I mean so much. Carolyn Park is the historical park in Dayton, and it has this really cool bell tower, but it has like a whole historical city, and there's a ton of stuff about NCR, National Cash Register, and they have
Yes.
an entire room that's full of all the old gold cash registers
are amazing.
that are just shined to perfection and just so freaking cool.
Yeah.
So highly recommend. Go to Dayton. Go to Carolyn Park.
Did you ever read Atomic Habits?
No, I never did.
Um,
You've pretty much told me everything in it, so I feel like I have, and to the point where I actually thought that I had, and then I started reading it, and I was like, I have never read this.
one of the early anecdotes in it is about NCR.
Oh, interesting.
But basically he's talking about to like, if you want to stop bad habits, put impediments in the way. And sort of why was the cash register invented? It's because workers at like sort of, I mean, we're talking Wild Westy kind of days, so late 1800s, early 1900s, they would like, your employees would just steal.
Oh, yeah.
Your employees would just steal all the time.
Yeah.
So
Probably just in a sack, in a drawer.
a guy invented a thing where when the money goes in and it closes, you
Yeah.
can't open it.
Yeah.
That you have to have a key or something
Yeah.
to open it. So the cash register gets invented.
Yeah.
And immediately, as soon as it took an extra step to steal,
Yeah.
almost no theft.
Wow.
It dramatically stopped. And the guy who started NCR bought the patent for the cash register from, I can't remember his name, but the guy who invented this thing. It was like
Just a locked box.
It was like one step.
Yeah.
Where like the cash register is invented and then NCR is invented. Like it's like
Interesting.
one
Yeah.
guy, and I think it was a guy who owned like 10 stores or something, and he bought these off of the guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, "This is like a great idea."
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "I don't know, give me $100 bucks." This is 1900 or whatever.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, give me $100 bucks, and now it's worth,
Oh, yeah. I don't even know.
don't even know.
Well, that's an interesting little anecdote.
Yeah.
I love that.
But when you want to stop habits, put stuff in the
Put
way.
stuff in the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I talked about it today though. Like, my client, she had mentioned like she had wanted to. She has a guitar, and she was like, my previous relationship, I wanted to try and get more into it, and I was like, "Where's the guitar now?" She was like, "Well, it's in its case," and I'm like, "Well,
Take it out of the case, baby.
yeah, if you want to create a positive habit, now instead of putting stuff in the way, like of stopping you from it, you need to put the thing you want to be doing directly
there.
in your way.
Yeah.
Right. So like now
Yeah.
that guitar, set that guitar like on a stand at the foot of your bed to
Yeah.
where like when you're you have to physically pass it.
Yeah.
Like put the thing that you want to be doing
Yeah.
directly in your path.
Put
so
it in
you
the way
engage with it
to the couch.
whatever
Yeah,
it is. Like,
yeah.
do you want to take your vitamins? Put them like next to your eggs, or
Yeah.
whatever you're going to be using. Where it's like, if there's a good habit you want,
Yeah.
put it directly in your path, or like set up timers, set up things where it's like, I want to I'm working on a book, and it's like the first tab on your computer should be that.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to basically pass by
right,
that.
Right.
to do
Even if
anything.
it's just an ocular pass down,
It's like
you're seeing
you have
it.
to still engage
It's
with
gonna
it.
nudge at you.
Yeah.
It's gonna dig at you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And those are like minimal effort, but then you get maximum results from that, you know?
Yeah. Well, and then incremental work on it as well. Obviously,
my absolute favorite, and I'll stop ranting about this shit, example is the idea that like you don't realize that the tiny steps you're taking make a difference.
Yeah.
And ice melts at 32 degrees.
Right.
But if you start at 5 degrees and you raise it to 6 degrees, you don't see a change. You raise it to 7 degrees, you don't see a change. But eventually, those tiny things that you're building, all of a sudden at 33 degrees, everything is melting. And now all the results are happening.
Yeah.
You know, everything you've been working towards. But it's really hard to see where that incremental growth gets you. But it does all build on itself.
The funny analogy to use, because it was basically the destruction of something, the ice melting.
For sure.
Not destruction, changing.
But
Obviously.
changing.
It was funny to be
Changing
like, you're
forms.
building it and then it melts.
Well, I think like the 3 states
I know what you
of
mean,
matter don't really
Matter.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Well, anyway, my toe's still on, so that's good.
You still got a toe. That's good.
I still got a toe. Yeah.
Did we do one of these? We did one after the Newport show.
Yep.
And then we don't have any other shows lined up.
No, we don't. And just to completely change the subject, because I thought about something that happened recently. Ended up with a lot of new technology.
We have a copious amount of new tech, but it was sort of all building.
It was all building. Yeah, it was like new phone, new computer, just all the things needed to happen at once. And, you know, it's 2025. Technology is amazing. There is a lot of seamless interaction and transfer of technology, except for me.
Somehow you make everything harder.
It is the weirdest thing.
Everybody else in the whole universe can like easily transition, and you're just like, no, none of my shit will ever work ever.
I literally just had to start over. Like I just got a new phone and had to rebuild it.
I think silver lining is that
Clean slate.
Well, 100%. That's what I'm getting at, is that your old phone was so bogged down in all of this fucking shit.
And my computer, to be honest.
If you'd have transferred all of that, your new phone,
it would be the exact same.
It'd be the exact fucking same.
I know. So actually, it's definitely a silver lining, and I'm taking it as the universe saying, we're actually going to help you on this one.
100%.
And because already I'm like organizing things better.
Yep.
I'm aware of how quickly I can fill things up. I'm aware of what settings need to be on and off, etc. So grateful for that, I suppose. Yeah. But it's been pretty funny. And it's made me realize how reliant I am on technology. And
now, were you always Mac?
Yes, I was. My high school, actually our school system, so elementary through high school, was actually Mac. And so, and this is interesting though. So we were Mac all the way through. So I think I got my first laptop, like, I don't know, sophomore year in high school or something, because we had computers in the school, but nobody was carrying a laptop to school. We were still notebooks. Nobody had a laptop. It wasn't until college that I carried a laptop with me. And University of Dayton considered itself a PC school, as I would imagine most universities did at the time, because Macs are fucking expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know why Oakwood had Macs, to be honest, but we did. And it really fucked me up when I was taking some econ and accounting classes, because they were 100% using computer programs. They were using Excel. They were using all these different programs, and they were almost identical PC to Mac, but there would be a few different like shortcuts or hotkeys or something you would use. And I truly just got behind in those classes because I couldn't keep up, because I didn't know where they were on the Mac. I'm seeing it on the screen on the PC, and my professors just like didn't give a fuck. They were like, we told you we're a PC school and you chose to use a Mac. So like I ended up dropping an accounting class, getting like a D in one of my econ maybe like a C in one of my econ classes. No, I think I got a D. I literally think I got a D. That was also an econ class where we had to read murder mystery books solved by economics.
No, I remember. I remember you telling me this. Yeah.
I don't remember. I'm sure they're like on our bookshelf. Honestly, I don't
love that.
remember. We had to.
Do we have them? We have them.
3 of them. We might have them.
Oh, I would love.
And I honestly would kind of love to read it now too. But at the time, we had this professor, Barbara John, and she was
Barbara John.
Barbara John.
Was John the last name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping that Barbara John was like one name.
Yeah, me too. And it could be. It very much
Barbara
could be.
John.
But she was just crazy to begin with. And then she made us read these books. And then she tried to teach econ. And I got a D in her class.
I love this idea of econ solving a murder mystery.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah. So yeah, in retrospect, kind of a fun thing.
Now
But
I would like it.
Trying to get a bunch of 19-year-olds to do that. They're like, fuck that. Because, they were only like 200 pages long too. They weren't anything. Actually, like the one time I took Adderall. Like I've never really taken Adderall. It was to plow through one of those books. One of my roommates had it, and I read the book so fast.
And then you cleaned the oven.
No, I painted my nails 3 times. I wasn't like out of my mind or anything, but I was just like, I'm not going to bed anytime soon. So let's see what nail color I want. But yeah, all that to say, Mac forever. Because then I got an iPhone. Yeah. And then it was just like, the connection between the two.
I remember the art department. So this is 2004 to 2005. I'm going to college. And my family, not a ton of money.
No.
Obviously grew up in a trailer park. And it was like, okay, well, if he's going into art, he has to use a Mac. They were just like, you have to. And I had never touched a Mac.
Yeah.
Never any interaction at all.
Yeah.
I never had, the idea of a laptop was crazy.
Yeah.
And they were like, he needs a digital camera.
Okay.
Which at the time was like 1 megapixel or
right,
something. It was like the time,
yeah.
They're like, he has to have a digital camera and he has to have a Mac, and that's just like it. And everybody in our department was like, okay. And like, I just remember, now I should ask my parents how they felt about it, but it was like crazy.
Yeah.
It was like mind blowing at the time. And I had I think I still have it somewhere.
The white one?
The white one.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I had like the second
thick,
generation white one.
Gigantic.
Yeah, with the little button you pressed in to open it up. Yeah.
I still have, I think I have all of them that I've ever had.
Yeah, they're somewhere.
And now at this point, it's getting out of control.
Yeah. Yeah, there were just 3 on the table.
They were.
For no fucking reason.
Yeah, in this room right now.
Anyway, if you want to rob us, we got a lot of Macs.
Don't tell them that. None of them are new.
No, even the new ones aren't new.
Even
new
the
to
new
us.
ones, new to us.
A lot of new to us.
I think we have 2 that have the first gen M1 chip, which would be 2021.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, the new technology.
Yeah. But then what it has hindered me is I remember being on tour. So 2009, 2010, I'm on tour working for Foxy Shazam.
Yeah.
And I would do their merch on top of guitar teching and driving and all this other fun stuff. And it was like, the more I think about it, what a cool experience. And
oh
it
my
was so
God,
cool.
an incredible experience.
But because I was also like teching and like guruing, even then they called me the vibe tech.
Yeah.
And they were just like,
I love that phrase.
like all the time, like, somebody would be like, I'm in a bad mood, or they would, I would have to go hang out. And, and it was just, I love that. And I still do that for people now. But the management companies would be like, okay, well, Matt's doing merch. You need to fill out these Excel spreadsheets and keep organized records of all of this shit. And I'd pull it up on my Mac, and like the columns would never quite work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then so I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
And like,
I thought you were gonna say you like drew it out on like a piece of paper or something.
No. I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
So like, every now and then I would try to like input output. I would manually tally ins and outs, and I would tell people, like, I would message like, this is how much we sold, and they're like, well, you have to put it in the spreadsheet, and I'd be like, nah.
Yeah.
I just never did. I never did the part of my job that was supposed to be a job.
The job, right. You're like, I'll do pretty much everything else around it, but like the one thing you basically hired me for that I sort of report to somebody on, like. No.
I remember they later, like after I left, they had actual merch guys, and I know they definitely made probably more actual money
Yeah.
just because it was organized.
But did they have a good time?
I don't think they did.
Yeah.
I'll ask them.
Yeah, you should.
Hey, was it as much fun?
Yeah.
You know? It's just funny because I just like couldn't get it to work.
Yeah.
And that was the big thing too, is like I wanted to do it,
Yeah.
but it just like wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I remember multiple times.
And that
trying
was
to do
before
it.
Google Sheets or
Oh my God.
anything that was an equivalent.
2010.
Yeah.
You know, or something. It was like just didn't fucking work.
Yeah.
Also, I may have been drunk.
I think that was a big part of it too. I'm sure. I'm sure you just needed to click one button.
There would only be like only maybe 2 times I can think of out of like 7 years where like something was plugged in wrong.
Okay. Yeah. Good for you.
So most of the time the tech part worked.
Yeah. Well, you only fucked that up on
One
the
time.
4th episode
Sort of it
here. Or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's up this week?
Well, somebody has a horse show.
Yeah, so I'll be at the horse show. Toe dependent.
No, I think you'll do it. I have a long list of tasks. So what I like to do is, like, when Elizabeth goes out of town, I like to
Travels on her journeys.
I like to make a ridiculous list.
Yeah.
You know,
Which is good.
So it'll be like 20 items I'm trying to tackle.
Yeah.
And you
knowing you're not going to get through all of them.
Knowing I definitely
course.
won't get through all of them, but it helps me organize like things I want to accomplish, and then I'll start hacking away at them. And there's some that are like, I know I can do,
Yeah.
which is good. And there's some that are lofty goals.
Yeah. But just having that time to yourself, honestly,
great.
uninterrupted. It's not like, okay, I have an hour here and then we need to do something for dinner, or I'm going to walk in
Right.
and just, it's like there's something so healthy about that time alone and that time away.
Well, and
to
like,
focus on those things.
if you're not with me, I'm going to eat at the counter.
Yep.
And I'm going to be standing and moving the entire time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I love you so much. And I'm glad that, like, you slow me down in
Yeah.
a healthy way.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know what? No, I will sit at the table.
Yeah.
No, I will have this moment. When you're not here,
Yeah.
Oh.
Buzz.
mania ensues. Yeah.
But that's good. Then you have that time to let that energy out, work on those
Right.
projects. So it's another reason I tell myself I should do horse shows.
Yeah?
It's because, well, Matt needs time by himself. Or when I go visit my parents, well,
course.
Matt needs a little time by himself.
And
I
there's
think it's
also,
great.
like, sometimes it's like, it's easier to just dismantle stuff and make a mess.
Yeah.
When you're not here.
When you, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because you know that you can maneuver around it. You're fine with it.
Yeah.
And you know that you'll clean it up.
Yeah.
It's hard. Even if you knew that I would not care, there's still that feeling of, but I've made it in the way for both
Right.
of us. And now I need to think about that. So I respect that. And I thank you for that. And I think it's going to be a good week for you.
Yeah, I think for you too.
Any
You
fun?
better fucking win.
I know. Well, that's pressure's on. Pressure in my toe is on, and pressure to win is on. So I'm feeling quite pressurized currently.
How high are you going to jump? Do you already know what classes you're doing?
I'm just doing the tinies,
Yeah.
just because we haven't shown that much. So the 0.85s, 0.8s or 0.85s, I think. So that's of a meter.
Right.
But it's kind of fun because it's kind of jumper heavy, this show. So there's 3 of us doing the jumpers, and it's like 0.8/0.85. And then Lucy's doing the 0.9/0.95, and then Haley's doing the meters.
Cool.
So it's like we're each in our own division. No one's competing against each
Yeah.
other. But we're just kind of building. And the horses get bigger as you go. So Richie's the tiniest. Brady's a little bit bigger. Brady's a lot bigger. And then Cass is fucking huge. And it's just like, it's so fun to watch the differences. The funny thing about jumpers, and I think I've mentioned this, is a lot of times it's speed based. So you're timed. It's timed, and get over the jumps and don't knock away.
I like this so much better than Hunters.
Oh my God, Hunters.
Yeah.
We won't even get into it. But Richie's not fast. Like, painfully not fast. But that motherfucker can turn on a dime.
Yeah.
And sometimes being able to make those sharp turns and cut off corners and
huge
cut off
difference.
things, that saves you
Yeah.
time. And then you get to the jump. And so, knock on wood.
Well, there's always like, if no one has seen how these events work, like there's a path you're supposed to take,
Of course, yep.
but you can pivot and cut stuff.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You know,
So
like-
there's jumps you have to get over a certain way.
Yeah.
But if some
If
horses,
you
if
can
they're
get
too big,
under
they're
it-
going to have to go around that, bush thing that's in the
But
center.
if you can go under it,
But if you can go in front of
that
it,
can cut a lot of time.
4 seconds or
Yeah.
something. Maybe not 4 seconds, but a
At least
significant.
a second,
and
yeah.
you win by a millisecond.
Yeah.
So it's, and
It
that
is really
happens
fun.
so often because most of the time it's a relatively comparable speed that all these horses
Yeah.
are doing the course in. So it is a matter of like milliseconds
Yeah.
that you win by.
I always thought you looked great in Hunter, which is more about equitation, I guess. Like,
Well, it's judged on the horse.
It's judged on the horse.
horse's performance, the way the horse looks, the way the horse moves,
Yeah.
striding, doing it all
Right.
perfect.
but I just like go fast.
Yeah.
Go fast.
Oh yeah, it's the thrill. You're on a horse.
You're on a fucking horse.
Go.
Go.
Let the energy out.
Yeah, they
Come
need.
on.
They need to. They want
need
to.
Oh my god, I chased Richie today. He's so funny.
Which chasing? What is that?
So we basically turn him out in a ring, or you turn him out. Mainly, you do it in like the ring, whether it's the indoor or the outdoor ring.
But sometimes when they won't listen, you just gotta. They need to just go.
Oh yeah. Like if I just turn him out, he would just stand there and kind of sniff around, and then just like wait by the door to leave. So you have to get a lunge whip, which is a long a whip that like has a really long string on it, and you just chase him, and then they're like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And they fucking gallop and buck.
They get
and, like,
excited.
they get excited. It's
Yeah.
like when a dog gets the rips or
Totally,
something.
it's 100% exactly like
And-
that.
And Richie just did some funny things today, but I literally had to like chase. I was running after him
Yeah.
because they also they tend to like slam on the brakes in the corners, which is just not good on
Right.
their legs, obviously. So I had to continuously like run, or I mean I got to work out myself. But it is funny because like you could see him like eyeing me like, oh shit, she's still coming after me. So they like take off again,
Yeah.
and it's adorable. It always a little bit scares me just because there's jumps set up. They could
Sometimes they do
could-
jump.
Oh my god! Yeah, Richie jumped
Sometimes
a
they'll-
pole today.
yeah.
He just kind of like saw it, didn't really realize where he was, but he's like, "God, I need to get over this."
Yeah.
I have been in rings where horses are just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna take the jump right
Yeah.
now." You're like, "Oh my god," and they're constantly hurting themselves and doing
All the time.
stupid shit. Like, God. But we love them. They're wonderful.
Love 'em.
And you get to ride them. So that's I saw a funny meme, and maybe you sent it to me or somebody did, and it was like, so you're telling me a horse is like a big dog, but also a car?
Yes. No,
And
I think I
was
did
like,
send that to you.
I was like, that's actually so true.
True. Yeah.
And
Well,
I love it.
whenever anyone like, I'm like, no kids, no pets. We don't have any kids or any pets. And then I'm like,
in the home.
I'm like, well,
You got it,
there
Richie.
there is a horse.
I've spent, the past 2 days, I've spent almost 7 hours at the barn each day.
Yeah. Well, you had to clip them.
I had to clip him, which is a
task.
brutal task.
Well, it's like
not fun.
you can trim the hair on a dog. Now imagine 100 dogs.
Yeah, exactly. And moving
And
and a live
moving.
animal.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, they give a light sedation to their horses
Right.
just so they stand still. And I'm seriously considering that the next time because Richie, the first day he was really good and I got his legs and his butt done
Yeah.
and his ears. Second day, he just wouldn't stand still. And it's just like you have to be kind of precise in a lot of areas.
Right.
And so, I mean, you're underneath their belly.
Yeah, of course.
There are moments where I was underneath.
And you're covered
the
in horse hair.
Oh my, just coming down my face. Just every day I get home and I'm like, I'm going straight to the bathroom.
Well, it's like
I have to shower.
You always smell a little bit like horse, but
clipping days?
But you've been smelling a lot like horse.
Well, you're intimately with the
Yeah.
horse for a while, let alone their fur is just all over you. But
I'm typically like, oh, I like the horsey smells, and I'm like, oof.
you telling me you don't like it right now?
Well, it's a little intense.
Oh, okay, sorry. I don't even smell it. I'm sure the car smells like it.
Oh yeah.
I bet that's the biggest thing right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well.
But it just makes me think of you.
Okay. Yeah. I love my wife. She smells like a horse.
She smells like a horse.
You're in a barn. Oh, it smells like my wife.
I'm excited. Tomorrow we'll go to WAC, which we've
Yeah,
talked about.
we're basically gonna drop.
We've
Richie
talked about it
off
before and explain what WAC
yeah,
is, but
the World
always
Equestrian Center.
just cool to stop by.
It's a fascinating place.
I wish I could this week, but
You got projects.
I got projects.
We need time
and
apart.
projects.
It's okay.
And
It'll be
I
healthy.
feel hyper inspired. Like I just said, I just went to an art opening. It was the
Oh yeah.
the MFA opening for Ohio State. So all the
Yeah.
Masters of Fine Arts, it's their exhibition. And I went and saw it, and I was walking around, and I was like, more than ever,
Inspired.
inspired to fucking crush.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Nice.
I'm like,
you saw the competition.
oh yeah, well I fucking Seabiscuit.
Excuse me.
Why did Seabiscuit win? You had to
Oh,
slow,
yeah.
you had to slow
You
him
had to
down
slow him down so you could
see the eye of the other horse, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm at this MFA.
When you said Seabiscuit, I pictured you weaving through
No,
because
no,
that
no,
was the Seabiscuit way as well.
No, he did weave, obviously.
But you're right. You got to hold him back so that you can
see the competition.
opponent, see the
But
competition.
not that these other artists are competition at all. And I'm like, at a
Oh,
different,
bad. Everything's competition.
I'm at a different stage in my life. But just looking
Yeah,
at
I
what
get
these
it.
young people are making. Well, I went specifically Josiah Jameson.
Yeah.
If anyone is listening,
Oh my God, incredible.
look up their work.
Yeah. Really fantastic.
Breathtaking. So like,
Yeah.
I was invited by Josiah, and I was like, I'll stop by.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking around the other work though, and I'm like, okay,
Right.
maybe I still got it.
I think you still got
Maybe-
it. Yeah.
Maybe I still got it. But they're also 20 years younger than me,
Yeah.
which is
Maybe.
wild.
No,
Yeah,
not quite.
but
Close enough. Yeah.
enough. And I'm like, well, I should probably be better. I want to do a show, and this motivated me.
Good.
For sure.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
On the list of things to do while you're gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I really want to do is gather supplies, but also work on music stuff. I want to do it all.
I know. Well, we're going to start our cover band.
We're going to start a cover band, which I don't want to divulge the secrets yet.
No, we won't.
But also work on new music for us too.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm ready.
Yeah, me
After
too.
the horse show, it's music time
Horse show. For show.
for show. I think it'll be good. I'm very excited.
Well, I'm glad we got back to the pod.
Oh, it's so therapeutic.
It is.
I don't know if anybody likes listening to it, but it
I don't give a
feels
fuck.
fucking great to do it.
Let it all out.
It really does. Yeah. Took my mind off my toe.
Good. All right.
All right. See you later, alligator.
Well,